most people who aren't in your world or our world or whatever, they think of it as, oh, well, if I could get to that point, then I could nail the girls that I was working with, right? Or I could get into, I would finally be in a position where I would have more access and more opportunity with beautiful women, because now this is my vocation.
The
And
social
what
setting.
When you
That's
have
the point I'm making
that
this whole
vocation
time.
starts to slip over into your personal life.
You
then
just have
get
to be
like,
prudent
however you
and
want
wise about shitting where you eat. You have to be mature. You always have to be decent to people. But that doesn't mean you should have to just close down all these possibilities, especially if you're someone who has like social scarcity in your life. Enjoy it a little bit, but do it wisely.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's that. You can be creepy at a photo shoot, but you can only do it once.
Mm-hmm.
You can only do it once because these girls, things change. Part of the reason why the Harvey Weinstein thing.
I bet it was
didn't
fine
happen,
50
you remember
years
when
ago
he,
to be creepy at the shoot.
Sexually harassed Selma Hayek. There was no social media back then, right? He ruined her career. There was no social media back then.
Hey, sounds
Now,
like you
if
have lung
do this,
disease.
like, you know, like I've been at Paradise Challenge before where some guy does something inappropriate and immediately we all know. And Jolt's kicked him out immediately. Like there was no questions asked. And this is really hard for guys to understand. It's like, no, you just create
What
this
are you
environment where
considering?
you
I
are
am curious to
giving
know
value to other
what
people.
you consider doing something wrong. Like, where's that line when you cross it? Like, I have lines here in my own mind when I'm conducting myself here, my behavior and whatnot. But in a club with a woman, where's crossing the line? Especially, it all depends on the character that you meet, right? Because some women are wild and crazy and they won't care, and some women will be offended by it. But this is vague. I'd like for you to say an example.
This over and over again, and now you're just around amongst a bunch of people that are common, that are very much like you. Some of them are beautiful women who become very attracted to you because you've created the society where you create value at Babes in
Yes.
Toyland, at Paradise Challenge,
Makes sense.
at Swimsuit USA, at Miss Brazil USA, at Model.
That's honest to God, I enjoy doing this, and what I'm doing now, for example, and I'm tying it into what you're saying. This is not just me, but, and I'm hoping it opens up doors to meet people, and then they get an idea of what I do and see what I'm capable of, because none of this was easy. It's like I've been breaking my ass trying to do something good here. And then I do a recording like tonight, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm like being an idiot or if this is any good. I usually review it afterwards, but I'm hoping it opens doors for me. But it doesn't mean I'm going to meet a woman and be like Nikki Sixx and grab her ass, Nikki Sixx from the 80s, and snort a line of cocaine off of it or something. I'm a sober guy, and if you met me in person, you'd realize I'm like a million times more subdued. And if I came on your show, I would be behaving like a much more civilized guy. This is my forum. This is my playground right here where I'm crazy. And I'm not going to come and talk to you guys in another setting and be the same kind of jackass. Unless I really develop a comfortable rapport with the people.
This and fun. At the Playboy Presents Yandy Summer Search, at all these different places where you're just creating all this value. You don't have to do that, but you can be creepy at work, but you can only do it once.
Yeah.
You can only do it once, and then you're done.
Well,
What
I
is
love it
defined as creepy? I mean, like, I have my ideas. I think I know what you mean, but I'd like examples of this would be going too far. This is like questionable. This is okay. Because sometimes you might really think, hey, there's something there. I like that person. And you could approach them in very much a civilized, reasonable way. And yet it's at the workplace. They're just like, oh my God, this is so inappropriate. And I've had women react very stupidly to a very mild come on or something. And I'm not the guy that even pushes over that, but it still didn't stop them from being super asshole-ish in the way they responded to it. And I lost interest because of the asshole way they responded to it. You're not so hot that I won't turn my back on you if you're an asshole.
When I see these people that ask me questions about
Ladies.
like Myron and Fresh and Fresh and Fit podcast, and they say, "Oh, aren't they nailing
I'm more
all those
sticky.
girls after the show, and aren't they going out there and like because that's
Like, you don't... Rollo on his show, it's his playground. He doesn't goof around like I do. I like to say a lot of stupid shit. Because I was influenced by motherfucking Howard Stern and some Alex Jones.
they have the show, so they can like run these girls through and have, have their pick of the litter kind of thing. And I'm like, Well, I've been probably the most.
Hey, Jules, am I pissing you off tonight? Just be honest. Am I over the top? Ah, I thought so. I know I'm sexist. I've said that before, but you're welcome here, and I'm not gonna. I might be rude with you sometimes, but I really do like you, Jules, and we're gonna get you going here, and it's a pleasure to have you here. And now back to our main feature.
Consistent guest on that show since like,
Hey.
like January 2021, and I will tell
Bad
you this is-
timing.
every time I've been on there, even since the early days, they have been nothing but professional the
For
whole
sure.
time there. Because they know the same thing. You can only be creepy once, and then it's over. And that was one of the first conversations we ever had.
Creepy
was like,
once.
You got to be careful.
There's
with,
that fucking arbitrariness of creepiness again. Like, what's creepy? How far do you have to go to be considered creepy? I think I have an idea for myself. I think I do it on here because that's the format for me sometimes. But if you meet me in person, I'm a lot more subdued, like I said before. What is the line for creepy? I really want to know, because I think it's important to a lot of guys. You ought to school guys on how far is too far. And we ought to hear from women too, a bevy of women, because it'll give you an idea of how far might be too far. You don't want to get in trouble over stuff like this.
with the women that are there, and they, as far as like, getting Me Too'd or having like allegations
There
and
you
stuff
go.
like that. It's, you have to be very
That's
careful.
the
of that.
worry.
I've seen
And
I've
so
seen,
they have to be
saying.
like they're very technical when it comes to
I've
that
seen
stuff.
Myron get super acrimonious with a girl, and then that girl's super attracted to him afterwards. I've seen my girl.
That's
them
the
off the
fucking
show and
irony
they'll
of the
follow
world
them.
right
Exactly.
there.
Exactly right. We're
Like,
gonna
are
say
you
that.
kidding me? That's the fucking dickheads who hook up with the chick, and then the nice guys get left in the dark. I'm that stupid nice guy sometimes. Well, a lot when I was younger. So if I knew, if you could read a girl's mind and be like, if I treat her like an asshole, will she fuck me? And then you're like, yes. And so you're like, hey, you what the hell you doing? How you doing? I know, too far.
Yeah,
That's what they mean by creepy.